As you heard Valen talking, it is World Wildlife Day and we're broadcasting from the Kruger National Park. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you on this beautiful day here in Skukuza Camp. That's exactly where we're broadcasting from, on the banks of the Sabi River with the Sabi Bridge behind us. We've been blessed to see some lovely wildlife as well. We managed to see some rhino actually on the program live, some buffalo. We saw some elephant last night and that was also stunning. We saw some hippo in the river behind us. So it's been a great day. Nature has come out to brag to us today. They've been showing off. So they really have come to the party and we're loving it. Now, South Africa is home to approximately 21,000 white and black rhinos, of which most are found here in the Kruger National Park. And this represents 80% of the world's rhino population. The South African population is one of the last viable rhino populations in the world and is therefore the last remaining hope for the world in terms of rhino conservation. To eradicate rhino poaching is a huge responsibility that we as South Africa face. Joining us now from our Sea Point studio to talk about this is our Minister of Environmental Affairs, Minister Edna Molelwa. Minister, thank you for being with us and welcome to us on this World Wildlife Day.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning to all our viewers, and thank you very much for having me. It is indeed a wonderful day.
Yeah, it really is. It's a wonderful day when you look at what we have as a country and what we're blessed to have as a country. But unfortunately, there is a heavy cloud hanging over it. And we've been focusing in on it all morning. And that, of course, is the scourge of rhino poaching here on our rhinos in South Africa. How is our plan doing to try and eradicate rhino poaching?
Thank you very much for the question, Leanne. But before I go to issues of rhino poaching and World Wildlife Day, let me remind South Africans that today is also the Africa Environment Day, where we celebrate one of our own, Wangari Maathai, for having preserved and conserved environment, but also educated our people about the importance of environment. Having said that, I really want to, first of all, with regards to World Wildlife Day, thank all South Africans, NGO sector, communities for celebrating this day with us and also highlighting the importance of this world wildlife and wildlife in particular. Yes, as you say, we are facing a big challenge, and the plan that challenge is about rhino poaching. That's really being targeted, and we believe that we are targeted because we are a country and the only country in the world that has preserved and conserved our rhino to the tune of 21,000. The second one after us is Namibia with about 3,000 something, just over 3,000. So indeed we are on a target. We've got to do our best. What are we doing? Last year, over and above the measures that we've been applying, Cabinet deemed it necessary that we should adopt an integrated management approach that deals with rhino poaching in all aspects, because there are various puzzles of the jigsaw which really need to get together. If you really look at what we have been doing, it's much more focusing. It's been focusing on policing and conservation indeed. Now, that plan deals with 4 pillars in particular. It's about managing our rhino population in an integrated manner, meaning that under that we're looking at ensuring that we grow our rhino, but also ensuring that we focus on community ownership of rhino, but also expanding further to the other private sector under custodianship or even full ownership by private sector, meaning that where our rhino populations are under attack, especially in the Kruger National Park, we translocating them and ensuring that the populations do increase. This kind of a program was embarked upon many years ago under the leadership and the able leadership of one of our own, the late Dr. Ian Player. And it really has proven to be full of results and good results. Secondly, we're looking at disrupting the criminal syndicates, because we really have to, and working with the international community, the likes of IQIC, the likes of Interpol, we are now strengthening measures to really work together. And South Africa has actually received accolades and awards now recently for having worked with those security forces internationally. NPA and as well as South African Police Services, as well as the intelligence services have received these accolades for having ensured that we confiscate and we actually arrest some of the wealth syndicates. Recently in Czech Republic, a big group has been arrested. So it's an integrated approach, but we're also focusing on ensuring that we work on criminal justice system and arrests that must be made as well. So those are some of the issues that we have really strengthened of late, but working with international communities on memorandum of understanding that we have agreed upon and doing demand reduction in those other countries, which are user countries, which are receiving countries, which are transit countries.
Do you think we can win the battle, Minister? I mean, when we look at the numbers and the increase over the years, we spoke about these increases at the beginning of the program. We started off in 2008 with 83 rhinos being poached. Not last year, we're looking at 2013 figures, 668. And then last year, this figure doubling substantially it's going up to 1,215. Unfortunately, it just seems to be being out of control. It just seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know that so much is being done. We've spent a lot of time here. We've seen the work that's been happening here on the ground. But it seems that there needs to be a lot more done with NGOs. We need to get a lot more people involved in this and even more money pumped into it. Do we have the means? Do we have the capacity to deal with all of this?
Let me say, first of all, that one rhino is just one too much. And the fact that there has been these increases over years is a very worrying factor for us indeed. And it is for that reason that we do think that it is important that we join hands as South Africans, as the world population, to really fight harder than we are doing right now. And we do believe that with all efforts coming from all angles, Leanne, this problem can actually be dealt with, addressed, and really it is important that we focus just on the right things, demand reduction, working with our communities on an increasing level. And you're right, the NGO sector is actually working very hard with us, but I think if we can also get them focusing, just like the Vietnamese are doing, in ensuring that we speak to those people out there who are actually users to really make them realize that this thing called rhino horn is not doing what people think it does, so that at least they begin reducing the demand. And whilst we are working on policing, because policing, we have been arresting people, we have had lots of cases that have been handled throughout our courts and lots of convictions, up to 61% just up to October last year. But yes, it hasn't really been quite a full deterrent. But let me also say, whilst I'm here, that we have begun, this is not actually a point that we would like to highlight because, as I said, one rhino that gets killed is one too many. But the increase of last year relative to the outer 2 years has been slower increase. We do think that with the measures that we're beginning to put in place in an integrated manner, this will slow down. We hope that we will be able to nip this thing in the bud. We went to CITES meeting under the CITES leadership to speak to the security agents, like those who operate under IQIC. It's SARS, it's Revenue Services, it's police, it's Interpol, all of them, those who operate in that space, the intelligence services, just about 2 weeks ago, to say to them, we need them because indeed we do think that they have a role to play. And as we move out of South African borders, that's their role and that's their area for us to be able to make that impact. And I think as we are trying all that we can, we do have hope that we will win this battle indeed.
Good. Minister, thank you very much. You have our support and we're with you all the way because we really have, as I say, the respect for the work that's being done here in the Kruger National Park and elsewhere around the country is immense, and South Africans need to know that so much is being done to try and protect the rhinos. But whatever else is needed, you let us know and we certainly will give it all the publicity that is needed. The Minister of Environmental Affairs, thank you very much for joining us on the special broadcast, World Wildlife Day, and as you say, also focusing in on the Africa Wildlife Day as well. So thank you very much for being with us and good luck with your work in Parliament today. All right.